All right, we're back here in Chicago. It's a gloomy day in the city. We're over at Urban Partnership Bank just concluding our meeting having to do with the planning for Ride for Change Rifle Hope College Tour in 2016. And boy, I've got to say I'm quite satisfied with the turnout despite the weather. We've got some notable folks that participated today, and looks like we're creating some synergy and positioning ourselves for some great support. Joining me here today on the World of Soul Motorcycle Community Radio Show is Brian Smith. Brian Smith is the president of the Simeon High School Alumni Association. Brian, thank you for joining us here today on the World of Soul Motorcycle Community Radio Show.
Sure thing, Terry. Glad to be here.
Tell me about your experience over at Simeon High School as a student.
It was one of what you would call family. It was one of where the teachers, instructors back then, they didn't look at you as so much of a student, but someone of more, let's say, like their children, like their child. And they wanted to teach you and groom you so that you can go out into the real world, be it through college, through jobs, and that of even having a family.
Now, I had the opportunity to participate in one of your events, and I have to say, the way the alumni moved around, it was so cohesive, and there's so much support from the alumni itself. It made one wonder, how do you do it?
Well, we're God-fearing people, so we pray and we thank God for what He's done for us individually as well as collectively. And I think it all stems back from how we were brought up with that team and that school spirit, doing for one another, helping out one another, and we keep it real. We keep it real. We stay in contact with various other classes and what they're doing and how they're doing it, and I think they're glad to see, in regards to us having an alumni association, because they probably heard of other schools having their alumni association, but we're dedicated, we're deeply involved in ours.
The impact that the alumni association has been able to make over the years, what would you cite as some of the most notable?
Surely our scholarship efforts that we've been doing for the last 10 years, that's one. Another one has been our cookouts that we host each year, and we have the various classes to come out and participate. In doing those cookouts, we were able to, classes are able to give donations towards our scholarship drive. We also do some things at the school in what we call a lunch and learn, where we go up there monthly and we sit and we talk and we have guest speakers, which primarily are alumnus of Simeon, to come and talk to the students on various subjects, various topics.
Quite an outstanding alumni association indeed. Tell me, from your position as being successful, what would you recommend to other high schools that may be having some challenges as it relates to convening their alumni for useful purposes in giving back to the school and facilitating access to opportunity for the students?
I guess one, let's say, transparency, having that leadership and that like-mindedness of everyone being on board. We know when it comes to talking about that moral issue, that's one thing. But then when you start talking about the financial issue, then of course that could start setting people apart, But I think if you're true to your true calling and that of the students, and that's been our big thing, Terry, in regards to our motto is reaching back to move forward. So we know if we reach back and we grab these students and we bring them along, mentor them to say, hey, look, one day you're going to be doing what we're doing, and and we want you to be ready and to be dedicated to serve as we're serving, because it's all about the students.
Well, we're glad to have you here today at the meeting regarding the Ride for Change Rifle Hope College Tour in 2016, where we're encouraging organizations to combine their resources to make some great things happen for our students. Based upon what you saw and heard today, what would be your recommendation to your alumni association?
Well, I would definitely say, hey, let's get on board. Let's hear and see what's going on, what's happening, and especially when you talk about tours and things that we could do, broadening our horizon as the Simeon Alumni Association, and especially showing in regards to working with other non-for-profit agencies in regards to the same goal, and that is, our African American, young people here in the city of Chicago.
Brian Smith, thank you for joining us here today. Thank you for joining us here on the World of Soul Motorcycle Community Radio Show.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
World of Soul.